Hey guys, it's Kobe with Rural Bible Reviews coming at you again this week with another Bible review. This time we're going to be reviewing the ESV Devotional Psalter in top grain leather. This Bible is no longer in print, so what I've done, I've left a link down below for an ESV in the same binding in just the Psalms. It's not a devotional psalm. I believe that they kind of replaced this, which we'll get into that in just a minute. They just kind of switched some things up. But this Bible comes in a clamshell box. As you can see, it says ESV Devotional Psalter, top grain leather, English Standard Version. And if you'll notice, it's got the new logo there, but on the side of the Bible, it's got the old logo. But anyway, there is your ISBN if you want to go on a treasure hunt after this. If you think this is a Bible that you would like, you might be able to find it. So, but there's your ISBN number. And here's the back of the box. Gives you some information here about it. I'll let you pause it so you can read all about it there. But we'll set that off to the side and we'll talk about the Bible here. Now, the excuse me, like I told you guys before, living here in the South, we've got all the pollen going on, so I've been sneezing my head off and everything. But anyway, this is top grain leather. It does have a nice feel to it. It does have a grainy feel. It does have tooled line all the way around, a tooled line. It does not have perimeter stitching, but that's okay. I like the tooled line. I think it looks good. On the side, like I showed you in the beginning there, you've got the old ESV logo, which I think they're bringing that back for some of their new Bibles this year. And then you got some stamping of what, would normally be like raised hubs, but it says Devotional Psalter. And you got Crossway. There is nothing on the back. There is no gilding at all on the pages. And I kind of like that. I think it looks good with this. You open it up, it does have a vinyl liner, and it is edge-lined, which is very nice. I think this Bible, I might have gave $50 for it a few years ago. But anyway, and as always, like I tell you guys, do not tear that apart. That's part of it. You've got some cardstock here, a couple of pages of that. And then you've got your presentation page. And then you got your title page. And then you got your publisher's page here. As you can see, this is the 2016 text edition. It was printed in China when they made this. This paper is very opaque. It's very different looking. It's like a cream color, which I think really stands out. You do have red highlights throughout, so it is, that looks really good. But anyway, you've got about the ESV here. You got an introduction, which tells you all about the Psalms and everything. And then you got about the ESV. And then you just get right into it here, book one. And the way it works is you will have your scripture, and then you will have a devotion right after. And you've got the, like the name and everything here at the bottom, I've read through this before. I've actually done the entire 150 days worth of devotions here, and it's really good. I'm going to open this up where it'll lay flat here, but there you go. And these devotions are actually written by Dane Ortland. If you're not familiar with him, he's an author with Crossway. He's written several different books that Crossway has published, which his most famous one might be Gentle and Lowly. I think it just recently had its 7-year, maybe. I'm not 100% sure. It might be a 7-year anniversary. But what they have replaced this with, and I'll link this down below too, and I wouldn't mind having this, is In the Lord I Take Refuge, which is 150 daily devotions through the Psalms. And if I had, it says it's an adaptation of the ESV Devotional Psalter, which is this one. So I believe more than likely this is going to be the new version of this, basically. looking at the pictures of it on the Crossway website here, it kind of looks like it's the same. So if you wanted to, you could actually just go pick that one up from Crossway. They do have a gift edition. It's a true tone, which it looks pretty nice. It's not quite the same. Let me see here. I want to check something because they also have a hardback version of it. And, well, no, they don't. Okay. Well, they do have a hardback version, but what I was looking at, I know a lot of times, like with the books by Jonathan Gibson, which I'm going to review his newest one here soon, after the Easter season is over. You know, he's got his devotions that is available with Crossway, the Be Thou My Vision, O Sacred Heart Now, or O Sacred Head Now Wounded, and O Come, Emmanuel. And then at Westminster Books, they did like a deluxe type edition, which was made with like genuine leather and everything, but they don't have that with this one on Westminster. That's kind of interesting. But anyway, if you don't know who Dane Ortland is, he is the senior pastor of Naperville Presbyterian Church in Naperville, Illinois. Like I said, he wrote Gentle and Lowly. He also wrote The Heart of Christ for Sinners and Sufferers and the book Deeper. So, like I say, he is a author with Crossway. So that is basically, to me, kind of seems like this one took its place. So I might, like I say, I might actually order this one because, like I said, they have the gift edition, which, you know, like I said, it's got like some gold gilding on the side of it and everything. Comes with a ribbon marker and all that. So it looks really nice. So. And if you just heard some meowing and a noise, my cat just jumped up on the back of my chair. He likes looking out the window here. So anyway, but this is, I really wish they still made this particular edition because when they do this top grain leather Crossway, they do a good job with it. I think it's really nice. I don't know why they quit making it. I guess because they, you know, decided to do In the Lord I Take Refuge instead. Which is, you know, like I say, it's fine. It looks really nice. So I'm actually kind of excited to order this one. You know, I think I'm definitely going to do that because it says that it has the full text of the ESV Psalms and an introduction to reading the Psalms devotionally and 150 brief devotions, which, like I said, is basically what this is. And then the gift edition says that it features an attractive, durable, true tone cover. So it's not genuine leather or anything. It's $32.99 on Crossway on their website, but right now it has a discount for moms, dads, and grads where it's 50% off. So it's only $16.50 if you're a Crossway Plus member, which I am. So yeah, I think I'm going to order that. It looks really nice. Anyway, and it also says at the time of the, I guess the writing on the website here that Gentle and Lowly has sold 500,000 plus copies. So that's a lot. But anyway, the church I used to go to before we moved, we actually, Crossway did a deal where they gave away paperback copies of Gentle and Lowly to churches. And our church got some, and we actually went through that in the adult Sunday school class, which it was really good. So, but anyway, so this, you know, like I say, these red highlights to me look really good. It's not overbearing. It kind of reminds me a little bit of what Steadfast does with the LSB with their red highlights, because as you can see, you've got red verse numbers, you got your little red marker there, and like I say, this paper, I don't know what the GSM is. It is thicker than most that I've seen, and you can see there's no ghosting hardly whatsoever. I'm not 100% sure what the GSM is. I just know it's some good thick paper. But anyway, you get to the back of it here, and you get to Psalm 150. You can tell that edge line's not been, that hadn't been broke in there. But anyway, you get to the back. Here's 150. You got blank paper. You got a couple of these blank pages, and these would be really good for writing notes because, like I say, this is some really good paper. It's good and thick. And then you got your end sheet here and your vinyl lining, and that is it. That is the end of the Bible. There's nothing else in it. You don't need anything else. You don't need maps or concordance or anything. And as you can see, this is a good hand size edition. Like I told you guys before, I don't have the largest of hands, so you can tell it really, how big it is. It's not really thick or anything like that, so this would be good to take with you. I don't know if I mentioned or not, but it does have an 11-point font, so it is very readable. No issues reading it whatsoever. It does have, and I didn't talk about this, but it does have your typical Crossway ribbon marker, the little thin marker here. But like I said, I said last week about the Alpha, again, with a Bible this size, this ribbon marker is just fine. You don't have to have a huge one like you do, for some of your Bibles and stuff. This works. And only having one, I think, works too, because again, you don't need multiple markers, because as you use this Bible correctly, you're going to go through day by day each one, so you just need the one to mark your place. So, but anyway, I'm going to, like I say, leave the link down below for the one that's just the Psalms, and then I'm going to leave the one for In the Lord I Take Refuge. That way, you'll have the option of either one if you're an ESV person and you want it. So as always, down below will be my link tree where you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook. Buy Me a Coffee is on there if you feel so led. Also, the link for the Wrath and Grace Universe app is down below with their content. I know tomorrow they'll have a new teaching series by Justin Peters coming out in relation to their album, Kingdom of the Cults. That will be releasing tomorrow. I'm not sure which one they're going to do next. And then next Friday, the single in relation to this teaching will be out. That comes out tomorrow. Also down below is the link to the Truth and Love Network and the Laborers Conference. At the end of this month, April 24th to the 27th in Newton, North Carolina, you will have the Laborers Conference. It will be at Vertical Life Church. It is absolutely free. You can register at the link below. All you have to pay for is your lodging and your food, which, like I mentioned before, they will have food trucks there for breakfast and for lunch. There's going to be different sponsors there and everything. So make sure you come out. I'll be there. I'll have a table set up. I'm going to bring some Bibles with me to, show off and everything. I'll be answering any questions people may have. So if you're in the area or, are interested in coming, please come out to to Newton, North Carolina. It should be very pretty. I know here it's warming up some, like today, it's got up to like 60 something degrees. We're going through, I think maybe right now it might be dogwood winter. I think the dogwoods are blooming or something. I don't know. Every time something changes and something else starts blooming, I start sneezing again. But hey, I'm thankful for Zyrtec, or I'd be much worse. But anyway, as always, leave a comment, like, subscribe, share the video. Don't forget, once we get to 500 subscribers here on YouTube, I'll be doing a giveaway. As of today, I have 470 at time of recording. So share this video, share the channel with your friends. Try to get them to subscribe. That way we can do our giveaway. As always, I appreciate you guys. And until next week, grace and peace.